back in the good old days of video gaming, not a lot of thought went into the voice acting behind our favourite characters, at least not for the most part.
Mario, would you teach me some Italian?
The industry has, however, come on in leaps and bounds in this respect in more recent times, with games finally being recognised for the art forms that they are, and characterisation being taken far more seriously. Generally, the voice actors behind our favourite protagonists, NPCs and villains are, well, professional voice actors. They are known experts in their field, lending their talents to squishy little digital people left, right and centre, and often doing a damn fine job of it too. But occasionally, our favourite celebrities get in on the action as well, bringing a little extra star power to their respective titles. For this list then, we're taking a look at those famous faces, or rather voices, which you might have missed in your favourite games. If you've ever sat there in front of your console thinking, is that the one bloke from that film or TV show What I Like? Then you've come to the right place. This video will contain spoilers not only for these games, but also TV shows and films that the actors have starred in. They're probably nothing that would ruin the experience for a newcomer, but you have been warned. With all that said, I'm Peter from TripleJump, and here are 10 famous people you forgot voiced video game characters. Number 10. Charles Dance, The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. Okay, we'll hold our hands up. We did recognise this silver-tongued Englishman the second we laid our ears on him.
I shall give her what she deserves.
But we can almost guarantee that some of you missed his mid-sized turn in CD Projekt Red's outstanding 2015 smash hit, The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. To the vast majority of us, Charles Dance is best known, at least in recent times, for his work as Tywin Lannister, the ruthless father of Tyrion and incest siblings Jaime and Cersei in Game of Thrones. But when he's not busy skinning a deer, being crossbowed to death while going number 2s, or being a general all-round bumhole, he can be found voicing other general all-round bumhole, Emperor Emhyr var Emrys. In the third installment of the Witcher series of video games, we're introduced to Var Emrys when he summons our boy Geralt of Rivia and tasks him with finding his daughter Ciri. Hey Ciri, when do I get my daughter back?
I don't know, ask Alexa.
Although the Emperor enjoys little screen time throughout Wild Hunt, Dance's stellar performance stuck in the minds of players long after they had fulfilled his request. His turn as Emhyr var Emrys would not turn out to be his last foray into video games, as Mr. Dance went on to lend his many talents to Call of Duty Black Ops 4's zombie mode, though he's a little easier to spot this time since the character looks exactly like him, so wouldn't really qualify for this list, I don't think. Number 9. Kristen Bell, Assassin's Creed series. Do you want to build a snowman or snowwoman? Best known to older viewers as the eponymous Veronica Mars and to younger ones as Frozen's Anna, Kristen Bell may not be the first person that springs to mind when it comes to video games, but this star of film, TV and theatre has more than her fair share of voice acting credits. Fans of the Disney Infinity series will of course identify the actress reprising her role as the teenage princess of Arendelle. What you might not know, however, is that before she'd even so much as thought about stepping foot near a fjord, Kristen Bell had already had her talents featured in not one, but 4 whole video games. Kicking off her foray into the world of gaming all the way back in 2007, Bell could be found voicing and lending her likeness to Lucy Stillman, duplicitous member of the Assassin Order in the original Assassin's Creed game. She would go on to reprise the role in 2 of the game's sequels, but perhaps less notably, she also featured in 2009's Astro Boy the video game, a platformer based on the film of the same name. Well, the film wasn't called Astro Boy the video game, obviously, but you know what I mean. It managed to scrape at best 60 and at worst 34 on Metacritic, depending on the platform, so if you're desperate for your Kristen fix, we highly recommend you stick with Assassin's Creed.
You're here now, and that's what matters.
Number 8. Sean Bean, Civilization 6. Well, well, well. If it isn't everyone's favourite frequently murdered Sheffielder, Scene Bean, back again to presumably die in some other horrible, horrible manner. Wait, what? He doesn't die in Civ? What's the point in hiring Sean Bean if you're not going to kill him? To us Brits, Sean Bean is probably one of the most recognisable northern voices ever to grace our screens. So if any of you UK residents didn't spot this national treasure voicing the narrator in 2016's Civilization 6...
I don't believe in astrology. I'm a Sagittarius, and we're skeptical.
Then we can only assume you either didn't play the game, or you're just a really bad British person, so no more tea and hobnobs for you. For those of you who reside outside of the UK, we're willing to give you more of a pass, on the basis that you probably don't hold the actor in quite as high esteem as we do. Just don't let it happen again, okay? Far from being the first time this dapper northerner has lent his dulcet Yorkshire tones to a video game, Mr. Bean, not that one, has featured in a variety of titles over the years, from reprising his role as the ill-fated Boromir in 2002's The Lord of the Rings The Two Towers film tie-in, to the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion, and even the Train Simulator franchise. Really, is there anything he can't do? Other than survive an entire movie. He can't do that. Number 7. John Cleese, Starship Titanic. Straight from one national treasure to another, here we have everyone's favourite hotelier/dead parrot owner, John Cleese. Players of Bethesda's initially pants but really now quite good MMORPG, The Elder Scrolls Online, will no doubt have recognised the voice of soul-shriven Sir Cadwell as being provided by the aforementioned Python, who has starred in around a dozen different video games over the years. You might even have spotted him in Fable 3, Payday 2, or if you really hate yourself, the Shrek the Third movie tie-in game. But where we can almost guarantee you missed old Johnny is in the point-and-click adventure Starship Titanic. Penned by the late, great Douglas Adams, who you might recognise as the author of the outstanding Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, the game features Cleese as the voice of the bomb, an explosive device that the player must disarm by entering the phrase, "Nobody likes a smartass."
You are invading my personal space, and I would like you to stop it.
The reason that many players might not have clocked the actor's appearance in the 1998 game probably has little to do with his performance, and is likely down to the fact that he chose to appear under the pseudonym Kim Bread. Well, he certainly had us fooled. Number 6. Hayden Panettiere, the Kingdom Hearts series. But Peter, I hear you cry, I haven't forgotten that Hayden Pants in the Aries starred in Supermassive Games' 2015 interactive horror game Until Dawn with the gravity-defying towel that's been etched into my memory hole forever. To which I say, firstly, don't be creepy and weird. And secondly, yeah, we know she was in that. Did you even listen to the title of the entry, you idiot? Indeed, by the time that everyone's favourite immortal cheerleader was ignoring her friend's peril and having a really, really long bath, she'd already racked up quite the resume, voicing Kairi, female protagonist of the Kingdom Hearts franchise, and best friend to Sora and Riku.
You and Riku never came home, so I came looking for you.
To date, she's voiced the Princess of Heart in no less than 3 entries in the series between 2002 and 2012. But when she's not busy bringing Kairi to life, she can also be found in the 2012 Nintendo DS title Kingdom Hearts 3D Dream Drop Distance as the mysterious Zion, I think it's pronounced. I don't like these weird Kingdom Hearts spin-offs. Not to worry though, because if games that literally have titles like Kingdom Hearts HD 2.8 Final Chapter Prologue aren't your thing, you might have caught a young Hayden Panettiere voicing the tiny wee ant, Dot, in the video game version of Disney's A Bug's Life. Let's be honest though, you probably didn't. Number 5. Neil Patrick Harris, the Saints Row series. Despite never taking itself too seriously, the Saints Row franchise's commitment to casting great actors is no laughing matter. Throughout the series, we've heard a number of famous voices, including Jamie Presley, Eliza Dushku, and everyone's favourite police lieutenant, Terry Crews. Maybe the most surprising of all these star cameos, however, is Dougie Hauser himself, Neil Patrick Harris, who can be found bringing the scumbag drug dealer veteran child to life.
You think you can kill me in my club?
Probably due to the fact that he is perhaps best known for his 9-season run as the suited and booted, womanizing Barney Stinson on How I Met Your Mother, many gamers didn't clock the actor voicing the Rasta cap-wearing DJ. Since his turn in the first Saints Row, Harris has gone on to voice characters in Eat Lead, The Return of Matt Hazard, Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions, and The Penguins of Madagascar, Dr. Blowhole Returns again. Sadly, his reappearance in Saints Row 4 is, at time of recording, his last foray into the world of video games. But here's hoping we get to hear even more of him when Saints Row 5 is eventually released. Number 4. Chloe Grace Moretz, Dishonored. Since appearing in the 2005 Spookfest, the Amityville Horror, it seems Chloe Grace Moretz hasn't gone more than a few months without starring in one Hollywood blockbuster or another. From romantic comedies like 500 Days of Summer to chilling horror remakes such as Carrie and Suspiria, this starlet can really turn her hand to anything. And that includes video games. Unsurprisingly, she reprised her role as Mindy McCready, aka Hit Girl, from the hugely successful Kick-Ass movies in a pair of tie-in games, but you might be somewhat shocked to discover that Moretz also lent her voice to the kidnapped Lady Emily in 2012's Dishonored. Alongside an all-star cast, which included household names such as Susan Sarandon, Lena Headey, and everyone's favourite princess, Carrie Fisher, Moretz puts in a scene-stealing performance as the young heir, despite being only 15 at the time of the game's release.
The others are all dead, aren't they? That's alright, because I was going to have them killed anyway. I am going to be Empress.
Dishonored received widespread critical acclaim, with everything from its narrative to its gameplay mechanics garnering praise from reviewers and players alike. And there's no doubt that the outstanding performances from the voice cast contributed to its success. It's just a shame that Moretz didn't return for the sequel. Probably off doing some rubbish like being a movie star or something. Rude. Number 3. Michael Fassbender, Fable 3. Here we have yet another example of a great game that features more celebrity voice actors than you can shake an Xbox 360 at. In fact, don't do that, they break at the best of times, those things. Released in 2010, Fable 3 is set 50 years after the events of Fable 2, and features one of the finest voice acting casts in video game history. Yeah, we said it. Well, I said it. One brilliant young actor you might have missed amongst the smorgasbord of national treasures such as, again, John Cleese as well as Stephen Fry and Simon Pegg is Mr. Big Wilson himself, Michael Fassbender. Fable 3 follows the royal hero as he attempts to overthrow Logan, King of Albion, and free the kingdom from his dictatorial rule. Despite being up against some major talent and having no prior voice acting experience, Fassbender plays the tyrannical Logan to absolute perfection.
This is my Albion. Its people will do as I say, or they will die.
Sadly, Fable 3 is, at least at time of recording, the first and last time that he would lend his extensive talents to a video game. And whilst Fable 4 is supposed to be in the works, we can't say we're holding our breath that he'll be featuring in that. But hey, on the bright side, he can say that his one video game voice acting role was in what TripleJump called one of the finest voice acting casts in video game history. So, well done. Number 2. Gary Oldman, Call of Duty series. You know your franchise has made it when you manage to get Gary frickin' Oldman. Throughout his career, which for your information has spanned nearly 4 decades, this veteran actor has played everyone from Sid Vicious to Beethoven and Sirius Black to Dracula, and one of the very best Commissioners Gordon. It's not really all that surprising then that Oldman's vast talents have extended into the games industry, and even there his resume is more extensive than most, with credits including Medal of Honor Allied Assault and True Crime Streets of LA, to name name just a few. Fans of little-known purple dragon Spyro, am I pronouncing that right, might be familiar with the G-Man thanks to Ignitus, the fire guardian dragon to whom he lent his voice in A New Beginning, The Eternal Night, and Dawn of the Dragon. I was obviously joking about not knowing who Spyro was, but I want it on record that I've not played any of those games.
Yeah, time to...
Yeah.
Where you might not have spotted Mr. Oldman, though, is in 2008's Call of Duty World at War and 2010's Call of Duty Black Ops. If you're scratching your head trying to fathom where he popped up, we're not surprised. He was none other than Viktor Reznov himself. I know, that Russian accent was pretty flawless. We're just as shocked as you are.
To my countrymen, it was a symbol of hope. To the Germans, it was a symbol of defiance. Even now, his music still haunts me.
And number 1, Samuel L. Jackson, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. If you've had it with these mother-flipping amateurs in your mother-flipping games, then there's only one man you can count on. It is, of course, none other than Mace Windu himself, Samuel L. Jackson. You've probably guessed that our favourite one-eyed S.H.I.E.L.D. agent has done his fair share of voice work, with multi-million-dollar blockbusters such as The Incredibles and Iron Man 2, each spawning their own games, to which Jackson lent his voice. What you may have forgotten, however, is that Jackson starred in 2004's Grand Theft Auto San Andreas as the very naughty policeman Frank Tenpenny. This bad cop is on CJ's back straight from the off, and it's undeniably Sam Jackson's portrayal of the crooked copper that makes him so easy to detest.
Welcome home, Carl. Glad to be back.
In a cast featuring names like James Woods, Chris Penn, and Danny Dyer, it would be easy for Officer Tenpenny to get overlooked if he was played by anyone else. But with the powerhouse that is Samuel L. Jackson behind him, there's no forgetting this dastardly law enforcer in a hurry. Oh, what's that? Oh, you did forget? Well, lucky we're here to remind you then. You're welcome.